Assalamu alaikum viewers. To understand why the US attacked Iran in June 2025, we must go back to 1953. The US-Iran relationship has not always been this hostile. In fact, it began not with open war but with covert control. Today tensions are rooted in a long history of exploitation, fear and strategic dominance. And while the world sees Iran as the focal point, so this story is deeply connected to the broader Muslim world, especially Pakistan.
US President Donald Trump said that he would decide on attacking Iran in 2 weeks. But after 2 days of his announcement, US struck Iran's 3 nuclear facilities. Looks like Trump did not chicken out this time. This time he struck Iran and he calls it successful and very precise action against Iran's nuclear program.
Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror.
Iran before US interference. In early 1950, Iran was on a path of democratic self-determination. The people had chosen Mohammad Mossadegh as prime minister. Mossadegh's boldest move was to nationalize Iran oil industry, which has been British control for decades through the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company, later British Petroleum BP. So this was a landmark act of sovereignty. Iran, proud of its heritage and Islamic identity, wanted control over its own resources and future. But for the West, especially Britain and the US, this was a threat to economic and geopolitical interest.
His rare appearances, Mohammad Mossadegh, Premier of Iran, meets the press to reaffirm his government's unwillingness to arbitrate with Britain over nationalizing the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company. With chances of a settlement fading, the West's best hope is that this sickly man, in whose frail hands
the 1953 coup regime change by the West. The nationalization sparked panic in London and Washington, fearing a domino effect in other colonies and allies. The CIA and M16 launched Operation Ajax. Mossadegh was ousted. The Shah Muhammad Raza Pahlavi was reinstated as an absolute monarch answerable not to the people but to the West. So this betrayal was not forgotten. It became the foundation of Iranian mistrust toward Western powers and proved to many Muslims that democratic aspirations would always be crushed if they conflicted with Western interest. The Shah rule, repression and Western banking. The Shah reign was marked by rapid modernization, but it came with brutal repression. The Savak, his secret police, became infamous for torture, surveillance and silencing dissent. Islamic scholars, students and political thinkers were jailed or executed. So despite the brutality, the Shah was celebrated in Western media as a modernizer. This hypocrisy wasn't all lost on the Iranian people. It showed that human rights only mattered to the West when it suited their goals. Why the US intervened? Oil, power and fear. Iran sits in Persian Gulf, a region that contains around 30% of global oil reserve. However, control this region control global energy. So during the Cold War, the US also feared Soviet influence spreading into the Middle East. Iran independence meant it could align with neither East nor West. For the US, this was intolerable. Their foreign policy made it clear, either you serve American interest or you are threat. The 1979 Islamic Revolution. The Iranian people had enough. By 1979, the revolution led by Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini toppled the Shah. This was not just a regime change, it was a complete ideological shift. The Islamic Republic of Iran was established, blending religion with governance and rejecting Western domination. So this deeply inspired Muslims worldwide. For the first time, a Muslim nation had stood up to the imperial powers and went without selling its soul. The US reaction, enemy of Islam. The US lost a key ally and strategic foothold in the region. It responded with hostility, economic sanctions, diplomatic isolation and media domination. So the hostage crisis where Iranian students took over the US embassy in Tehran fueled the West hatred, but in Iran and across the Muslim world, it was seen as striking back against years of exploitation. From this point, the US labeled Iran a terrorist state, while Iran called the US the Great Shaitan. exporting the revolution. Khomeini's message was just for Iranians. He spoke of Islamic unity, resistance against oppression, and rejection of colonial control. He called for Muslims, Shia and Sunni to rise against tyrants and puppets of the West. The West feared this ideology. It could unite Muslims globally under a new banner, one based on dignity, justice, and sovereignty. To stop Iran influence, the US imposed decades of crippling sanctions. Iran was blocked from international trade and banking system. Even basic medicines became hard to obtain. This was just about pressure, it was collective punishment. Any Iranian support to resistance groups like Hezbollah or Palestinian factions was labeled terrorism, ignoring the context of occupation and resistance. Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz, through which 1/5 of the world oil is transported. This makes it the ultimate choke point. Any conflict here could skyrocket global oil prices and paralyze the economy. That's why the US surrounds Iran with military bases in Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, Iraq, and Afghanistan. It's not about defending democracy, it's about securing energy and control. The Iran-Iraq War, US behind the curtain. In 1980, Iraq, Saddam Hussein invaded Iran. The US and Gulf monarchies supported Iraq, hoping to crush Iran revolution. Saddam used chemical weapons, civilians were massacred. US supplied weapons, intelligence, and satellite imagery to Saddam despite knowing the consequences. Their goal was simple: bleed Iran dry. Yet Iran survived. It emerged better but more united. Muslim perception of the US. Across the Muslim world, US actions were not seen as mistakes, they were seen as systematic imperialism. Muslims began to view the US not as a protector but as a force trying to divide and dominate them. Iran, despite sectarian differences, gained respect among many Sunnis for standing up against Western oppression. Pakistan perspective. Iran and Pakistan are neighbors with cultural, religious, and economic ties. Pakistan have seen US interventions in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, and now Iran is destabilizing. The fear is not just ideological. If war separates, Pakistan faces refuge, influx, sectarian violence, pressure to choose sides, economic chaos due to oil price shocks. Pakistan needs peace in the region, not more war. Nuclear tension excuse a real threat. US says Iran wants nukes. Iran says it wants energy independence. Many believe the nuclear issue is an excuse, a tool to isolate and pressure Iran. Israel has nuclear weapons, India, Pakistan, and North Korea too, but only Iran is constantly targeted. Why? Because Iran threatens hegemony, not peace. Media and propaganda. Western media rarely gives the full picture. Iran is portrayed as irrational, extremist, and dangerous, but the West's own history of coups, wars, and invasion is whitewashed. This narrative control shapes global opinion and prevents people from understanding the real dynamics of the power. Muslim solidarity and resistance. Ironically, the more the US pressures Iran, the more it becomes a symbol of defense. From Gaza to Beirut, Muslims see Iran as standing firm. Even those who disagree with Iran policies admire its independence. So this tells us something powerful. Unity and resistance are more inspiring than submission and silence. Lessons for the Muslim world. History repeats when its lessons are ignored. When Muslims are divided by sect, race, or politics, external powers manipulate them. Unity does not mean sameness, it means cooperation, sovereignty, and mutual respect. Without this, domination is inevitable. Pakistan path forward. Pakistan must not be dragged into foreign wars. It must resist the temptation of US-led alliances that serve no local interest. Diplomacy, trade, and regional cooperation, especially with Iran, Turkey, Central Asia, and the Gulf, should be priority. Only then can Pakistan ensure peace and prosperity at home. 22 June 2025, the attack on Iran. After months of rising tensions, failed talks, and covert operations, the US struck. Stealth bombers targeted Iran nuclear facilities, but the attack was not just about nukes. It also hit Iranian allies in Iraq, strategic military bases in Syria, cyber infrastructure in Tehran. This was a coordinated strike meant to send a message: we were still in control. But Iran saw it as a declaration of war, and the region now stands on the edge of chaos. However, after President Trump's intervention, Iran and Israel have now reached a complete agreement on ceasefire, which is a good thing. Why did the US attack Iran? Not for peace, not for democracy, and certainly not for human rights. The real reasons are control of oil, suppression of Islamic resistance, fear of united sovereign Muslim world. For too long the Muslim world has let others write its story. It's time to change that, not with violence but with knowledge, unity and strategic wisdom. If this history was new to you or if it opened your eyes, then share it with your family, your friends, your communities. Western media tells one story, we must tell another, one grounded in truth, history and justice. Like, share and subscribe for more in-depth lectures. Let's awaken minds one story at a time. They wrote our history with bombs, let us write the future with unity.